the Halloween lighting.
It's not Halloween anymore. Oh, look, your light bulb burned out.
Fuck you!
You don't understand. She tried to replace... She took a light bulb out on purpose, replaced it with another light bulb that she removed... Or one of her light bulbs burned out, so she replaced it with the light bulb she took out on purpose, and that light bulb just burned out right in front of us. Which makes me wonder if it's an electrical problem with the socket, not actually the light bulb. Like, if you moved it to the other slot, would it...
Well, I suppose now I have to test that.
Rejoice, everyone. We're back with another Sekhie Reacts to Fate. This week we're doing Suzuka Gozen.
Someone who I technically saw in Agartha? Seraph. So I didn't really, because I didn't read Seraph. Well, I did read Seraph, but I mean, like, when I was playing through it, I kind of skimmed through as fast as I could. So, like... Also, Suzuka Gozen gave me the biggest... This is possibly the servant you've ever given me that's given me the biggest fucking runaround on trying to find information about her. Because when you search her, it is absolutely the Astolfo effect. Her FGO pops up before anything else, right? Yeah, and the only way to actually get information about her is to search Otakamaru or Sakanoi no Tamuramaru. Yes. And then read their stories where she is a character.
It's not the most commonly told story in the West, at least from Japanese.
But I can tell that it's popular in the East, given by like how many like times she appears in other stories, and like even like in the fiction here, right? Because it's talking about her being like a main character in Fate, and then Ogre Slayer, and then she's in Onmyoji Arena, which I've seen, which I've played, and then she's in Neo 2 and Persona 4, like. She's all over the place, don't get me wrong. It just, her story is not well translated into English and available online.
I promise you this is not going to be the worst of it. We are going to have a much more obscure Japanese folktale end up as a story, and it's going to be hilarious trying to see you find stuff for it.
What is that? What's the story?
I don't remember the name off the top of my head. The Servant literally just released this year.
Oh, okay.
I like her design, but that's for another day.
Okay, well, that's fair. So, depending on the version you read also with Suzuka Gozen, right? Because it appears that she's been around for a really long time, right? Like, some of her earliest writings are from, like, the 1100s. There are some stories that describe her as, like, a female demon. Some people, like, depict her as, like, a thief, and some people depict her as a celestial maiden or a goddess. Right? So it just depends on who's telling the story and what the story is talking about. But you won't really find a whole lot of information about any of that starting from the Wikipedia.
Huh. That sounds like how football fans describe Taylor Swift.
Possibly a demon, maybe a thief, maybe a goddess.
Yeah.
Anyways. Suzuka Gozen. We're going to start with Oto Takamaru. Actually. Which you don't have a page up for, but that's fine. So, Oto Takamaru was a demon so powerful that he was considered a demon god in Japanese mythology. He was called a Kijin.
Did someone say demon god?
Pillar. He lived in the Suzuka Mountains. The Suzuka Mountains are on the border of the Omi provinces, in approximately the years of the reign of Emperor Kanmu, which would have been regnal years to our calendar, 781 to 806. For a long time, he was considered one of the strongest yokai in Japanese history, and alongside Shutendoji and Tamamo no Mai, he was part of the Nihon Sandai Yokai. What does that mean, Knick Knack?
Nihon Sandai Yokai?
Yeah.
Japan's, I don't know Sandai off the top of my head. That's a...
San, as in Ichi-ni-san.
Oh.
And then Dai Yokai.
Yeah, Japan's 3 big yokai.
3 great yokai, yep. And then, however, in more recent rankings of, like, Japan's, like, greatest and most powerful yokai, he is swapped for Sutoko Tenno. But in the original rankings, he was, like, up there with Tamamo no Mai and Shutendoji, which is pretty impressive, you know? Mm-hmm. Especially since he's relatively lesser known now. And I think a lot of that's just because his stories have become less popular over the ages. unlike Tamamo no Mai and Shuten Noji, who have become even more popular and prolific over the ages. So, a long, long time ago, a demon named Otakamaru terrorized travelers in the Suzuka Mountains, and he would steal tributes intended for the emperor. So the emperor commanded one of his shoguns, Sakanoe no Tamuramaro, who you do have a page for here, Sakanoe no Tamuramaro, which, look at the regnal years and to when he lived, it's set in the same time period, so we're already looking at happy agreeing history. He told him, I need you to exterminate this demon. So Sakanoe no Tamuramaro was to lead a demon extermination mission that Suzuka Gozen would participate in according to some versions of this story. On the side of Sakanoe. And then in other versions, she's on the other side of the story, dependent on who's telling it. So he raised an army of 30,000 horsemen and went to the Suzuka Mountains, but Otakamaru was incredibly powerful, so he summoned a great storm to cover the mountains in black clouds, making them impossible to see. The storms battered the army, and for 7 years, Tamuramaro and his men searched the mountains for Otakamaru, but they couldn't catch him. Now, the Suzuka Mountains were the home to a Tenyo, right? A goddess or a celestial maiden named Suzuka Gozen. And when Otakamaru saw her, he fell in love with her and her beauty, and he wanted to spend a night in her company. So he turned himself into like a beautiful young man, a noble of the court, and a bunch of other disguises, and night after night he visited her palace, but every time she denied him. Frustrated by this, he prayed to gods and Buddhas to help him, and then he had a vision of an old man. Sorry. I got that the wrong way around. Tamuramaro, right, at this point was frustrated by his inability to find Otakamaru. And so he prayed to the gods and the Buddhas to help him. And he had a vision of an old man that night. He said, and the old man said, if you want to defeat Otakamaru, you must get the help of Suzuka Gozen. So he sent his army of 30,000 horsemen back to Kyoto, which seems a little foolhardy in my opinion. But okay. And then he climbed the Suzuka Mountains by himself. Deep in the mountains, he came to a palace wherein lived a beautiful maiden. She invited him inside, and he spent the night with her. She told him, I came down from heaven to help you defeat the demon who haunts these mountains. I will capture him for you. And so he knew that she had to be Suzuka Gozen, who was prophesied to help him. So she led Tamuramaro through the mountains to show him Otakamaru's demon castle. She told him that Otakamaru could be defeated while he possesses the Sanmyo no Ken, which were the 3 holy swords of great power made up by Daitoren, Shotoren, and Kenmyoren. Then they traveled back to her palace, and she laid a trap. Otakamaru came to her again that night, disguised as a handsome young man, to ask for her love, and she invited him inside. She said, a warrior named Tamuramaro is coming here to kill me. Lend me the Sanmyo no Ken so that I can defend myself. But he gave her Daitoren and Shotoren, but not Kenmyoren. So, the following night, Otakamaru came once again to her palace. Tamuramaro was waiting at this point, and he revealed his true form, transforming into a 10-meter-tall demon with eyes that shined. A horrible battle ensued. It shook the heavens and the earth in fury. Otakamaru attacked Tamuramaro with the sword and the spear, but he was a holy warrior protected by the 1,000-armed Kannon, the Bodhisattva of Mercy, who I've recently been hearing a lot about from Shimosa and Miyamoto Musashi, because Lady Kannon is her patron protector. And he was also aided by Bishamonten, one of the gods of war. I think, isn't Bishamonten also one of the 7 kami of luck?
Maybe.
I think Bishamonten is. So Otakamaru split his body into thousands of demons who all charged at Tamuramaro, and Tamuramaro took from his quiver a single holy arrow and fired it. The arrow then split into 1,000 arrows, which then split into 10,000 more, and impaled every single one of the demons in their face holes, killing them all. But then Otakamaru made like a furious lunge at Tamuramaro. However, he failed, and Tamuramaro swung his blade, which was called Sohaya, at the Oni's head and chopped it off. He then brought the head back to Kyoto, and the emperor was so pleased that he said, you can have Aiga province as a reward. So Tamuramaro returned to Aiga, married Suzuka Gozen, and the two of them then lived together in peace and harmony for a lot of time. However, that was not the end of Otakamaru's reign of terror, but that doesn't matter because fate doesn't have Otakamaru.
No, not yet. Trust me, I can see a world where that happens, though.
Yeah. So, well, but to be fair, this is not where our story ends with the other two either. So, Otakamaru's reign didn't end at that point, right? His spirit traveled to India and then eventually returned to Japan to haunt the Kenmyoren, the sword, the third of the holy swords that he did not give, right? And eventually he was able to reform his body and again ascend to the power level of a Kijin, a demon god. He rebuilt his demon castle on Mount Iwate in the Mutsu province, and once again began to terrorize Japan. And as a result, Tamura Maro and Suzuka Gozen were called to travel to Mutsu to meet him once again and defeat him for the final time forever. So while he was away from his castle, Tamura Maro snuck in through a door that Suzuka Gozen revealed to him in Otakamaru's first demon castle. So apparently he just rebuilt the same damn castle with all the same fucking weaknesses. We'll just take Bikini Bottom and move it over there.
Look, if it works for the Empire and the First Order in Star Wars, where they rebuild the exact same device with a giant fuck you weakness multiple times, I think it works. It works for the demon.
So, obviously, Tamura Maro was waiting for Otakamaru when he returned, and once again he cut his head off. However, this time, his head flew into the air, and it landed on Tamura Maro's head, and he bit down. But Tamura Maro was wearing 2 helmets, luckily enough, for some reason. And so even though the demon head bit off and swallowed the first helmet, he escaped without injury. Then Otakamaru's head was taken back to Kyoto and locked away in the treasury of Byodoin. Forevermore. It's a bit of a convoluted story.
That sounds like a sequel written to drive tourism to a temple.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? How much you want to bet there's a temple to something about this on Mount Iwate?
Yeah.
How much you want to bet? Because I don't think I'd take that bet. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but Sakanoi no Tamura Maro, is he a fate servant?
Not fully, otherwise I'd have told you to go way more into him, because I think there's other stuff outside of the...
There is some other stuff about him, which I was wondering.
If he ever becomes a full fate servant, we'll go over him again, and you can go over that other stuff. Okay. But this is just in relation to Suzuka Gozen, because he will come up, and this story will come up.
Okay.
I just brought it up for your convenience. And then we are going to see something of him today.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I was like, I could, but... You know, I don't...
Don't want to blow this load if we're just not going to cover him much today.
Well, and I did research on him, and I think there's a decent chance he could be added to Fate.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily want to...
This is one of those things where it's like, yeah, given enough time, inevitably, he probably will come to a Fate work.
Especially because if and when, right, Sakanoi no Tamura Maro becomes a part of FGO, I have a feeling we're going to also be doing part of that video on Bishamonten.
We've done Bishamonten before.
But we'll be doing more on Bishamonten, you know? And so I'd rather not spoil everything that we could possibly put in that video someday, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That would be rather unfortunate. Now, remember I mentioned that she had also been called Bandit?
Yes.
So that was because there's a 13th century story. So a couple hundred years later. So her first stories were written down in the 1100s, but they were talking about the 700s, right? Like 800s. This story comes from the 13th century. And that story said that there was a band of outlaws called the Suzuka Band that had a female leader known as Tate Iboshi, which is another one of the names that Suzuka Gozen has gone by. And it was because of the noble headgear that she wore with the purpose of mocking the imperial court. Apparently, that's just another version of the story of Suzuka Gozen, but it's much later, which is interesting, and it's so different that I wonder if... I would make the argument that I think if any Japanese folklorists have studied this and written papers on it, I would not be surprised if there was a paper talking about how, in this case, Tate Iboshi and Suzuka Gozen are being confused as the same person, when in reality it's more likely that they're two entirely separate people who might have shared a name or a title at one point in stories. You know what I mean?
I almost wonder if it's a collection of different stories that started to get conflated together until they became one story and then diverged again.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. I mean, because that happened with some of the characters in the Robin Hood tales. Like certain characters had like certain personality traits, but then they would like merge and split at different points depending on who was telling the Robin Hood stories.
Because in the first place, the version you told is, I don't want to say a more modern version, but it's a version that's like, that's the version of the story that, to my understanding, is told after it becomes kind of like, oh, she was an angelic entity.
Yeah. It's very much the folklore version.
Whereas there's a very different version where she was the wife of Otakemaru and was a demon or an oni.
Yeah.
So it's like this story has been told, retold, reinterpreted multiple times over the centuries.
Exactly. And that doesn't mean that any of them are necessarily wrong, but I would question whether or not some of them attributed to her might have just been different stories about different people, but one famous name being used, you know, just to kind of make it more famous. Because if she was famous as Suzuka Gozen already in like the 13th century, it's so I discussed it in the Robin Hood video, but remember about 200 years after Robin Hood became a thing, right? They started using Robin Hood to denote in legal ledgers people who were convicted of crimes, remember? So
King Arthur has a similar thing going on too, where it's like, who was King Arthur? Is there a king that united
was he a Roman?
Britain, or was it a Roman general?
Yeah, was he just someone from one of the tribes? Folklore is a wild and wonderful thing.
One of the interpretations I saw of this is that the Suzuka Gozen story started as a pretty small a bandit queen story. Eventually, like the Oni interpretation came out because going from bandit to Oni is not that big of a jump.
Also, a powerful woman in a position where she was not doing good immediately gets conflated with an Oni.
But then as time goes on and some elements are added, they realize that element doesn't necessarily work with the Oni interpretation, so they start reinterpreting her to be more of an angel.
Celestial maiden or a goddess.
Like, that's the interpretation I saw, but I can 100% see how your interpretation...
Because it could go the other way around, too, because we don't really have any way of knowing which of these stories came first. This is entirely chicken or the egg. While some of these stories might be attested from the 1100s, we don't know if that's just when they were written down as opposed to when they became popular, and how much they were passed down in oral tradition, and how many written records of them have been lost over the years.
A lot of this also sounds like it's a local legend that's spread outward to be more cultural.
Because we start in the Suzuka Mountains, and then we end up in that sequel bit you mentioned, in the Iwate Mountains, but we had a trip where we went to India temporarily.
It's like as you start getting more larger scale in your retelling of it, whether it be
and
moving out
remember,
of the Suzuka Mountains or larger in scope, you want to introduce newer and newer elements in that story.
I remember how Tamamo no Mai also travels around the world over the centuries.
And now, like, you ultimately end up with this interpretation in the modern day, which actually does conflate some slightly like different stories that just had such similar elements that modern retellings tend to tell them together.
Exactly. So yeah, Suzuka Gozen.
Oh yeah, class. Guess take a guess at the class if you didn't see it there.
Archer?
No.
Assassin?
Nope.
No clue.
Actually, I'm surprised you didn't guess saber because you did mention the three swords.
Yeah, but Tamara was the one who used them, not Suzuka Gozen. She just got them.
She got them. That counts.
That's true. She got them. Was there a reason this was scrolled down to the bottom?
I was grabbing some of her alternate forms for tabs.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, she's not originally FGO. She's actually originally not even extra CCC. That's a concept photo. She's originally from Foxtail.
What's the difference?
CCC is the original game. She was a cut character. Foxtail is a new story that just uses elements that were cut from CCC. So it's sort of an alternate, like it's like an alternate route, but it's its own separate story altogether. So like I have never read Foxtail, I read CCC, and they're different stories.
Okay. I'm interested.
So you've probably noticed and remember that Suzuka dresses and acts like a stereotypical Japanese high school girl.
Yes, I do remember that, and I did notice the costuming.
And no, this is not her literal personality and appearance in Fate's version of her story. What's happening here is that in Fate, Suzuka Gozen is the daughter of a being we are only told is the demon king of the fourth heaven. Technically, that's an original character to Fate, but it's based on on actual Buddhist ideas and Buddhist legends.
Yes. Yeah.
So Suzuka is.
Well, sorry.
There are similar characters
if
like Mara, but they're from but nothing was said specifically about the fourth heaven.
No, I wanted to call back a little bit. Our last video was Buddha, remember?
Yep.
We talked about how Buddhism integrated with Shintoism and native beliefs, and you have both Buddhism and like native religious beliefs coexisting at the same time, especially in Japan. So, we're talking about Tamara Mara praying to the gods and Buddhas, and Bishamonten, and Kanon, the Bodhisattva of mercy, right?
Yep.
So him being aided by both a Bodhisattva of mercy and Bishamonten, who I think is one of the seven kami of luck, and also the kami of war, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just a little bit of reinforcing on that kind of ideal we talked about in the Buddha video of like the absolute mix of like traditional Shinto beliefs and native beliefs and Buddhist beliefs all happening at the same time, and these are people who are actively participating in all of these different belief systems at the same time.
You want an easy illustration of that? I just mentioned one of the demon kings of one of the actual identified demon kings of one of the heavens, Mara. That's an Indian god.
Yep. And Mara is also present in
Buddhism.
Yep.
And Shintoism gained that from Buddhism.
Exactly, because Buddhism brought a lot of things with it and took a lot of things back with it.
So Suzuka is normally a much more refined princess-like character, and she was sent to Japan to basically turn it into an evil country. Once there, though, she was supposed to meet up and ally with Otakemaru. Mm-hmm. Though she ended up mistaking Sakanoe no Sorry, I'm tired.
Sakanoe no Tamaramaru.
Yes, as the yokai. And the two fell in love, but ultimately the two realized each other's identities and would end up fighting, where Suzuka would lose to him, and because of that, joining him in hunting demons.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, she would pretend to be Otakemaru's wife in order to kill him. The ending is a little bit unclear in Fate. In some versions for Fate, they'd succeed at the cost of Suzuka's life, where Sakanoe travels to the underworld to negotiate for her resurrection, and the two will go on to live happily ever after.
Well, and it makes sense that it would be unfinished, right? Because, like, if the story is correct and an old man tells Sakanoe no Tamaramaru that he needs the 3 swords, and they don't get the 3 swords, they only get 2 of them, then that stands to reason that what they do to kill him will not kill him fully. Right? Like, the exception itself is created within the story, you know?
Alternatively, Suzuka failed to tell Sakanoe about her plan, and he believed that she had actually married Otakemaru. So he killed her in his despair at her seeming betrayal. So this is a bit unclear as to which actually happened, and it's a little confused in her spirit origin as well. But she's not actually a high school girl, obviously. So what gives? Well, Suzuka being an Oni's daughter with such a complicated history is actually quite depressing to her, and she uses that high school like JK personality trait and dress as a way of faking it till she makes it to not being totally and cripplingly depressed. I'll make a footnote and mention that she is a major character in the manga Fate Extra CCC Foxtail, the alternate telling of CCC, where the full Sakura 5 are included. FGO fans are going to be more familiar with her appearance in the Seraph chapter.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting.
I find it very interesting that Fate really did its best to weave in the multiple different versions of her story.
I mean, it's entirely fair. I picked one, obviously, when I decided which one I was going to tell. But, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's not... The version of the story where she is a demon doesn't really change any major details. It remains the same story, it just, instead of Otakemaru being infatuated with a celestial maiden and trying to woo her, she's his wife and it's not a happy marriage, and she's happy to help Sakanoe defeat him. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in both cases, she's happy to help Sakanoi defeat him. In both cases, she is the person that enables him to be able to defeat Otakamaru. And in both cases, she doesn't want to be with Otakamaru. So whether she's a celestial maiden or an Oni doesn't really matter to the story, per se.
Yeah.
You know? Which is probably why it was so easy to make to have the shift of her going from being portrayed as an Oni to that of a celestial maiden, because it wasn't conflicting with any main points of the story.
I mean, Fate does this other times too. Like we mentioned before, Fate did kind of create its own, like, it took like the various interpretations of King Arthur and tried to make a more linear version of it, where somehow Cath Peleg, who kills King Arthur, can exist in the same mythology.
Yeah.
Or Tomo no Mae and Daji existing in two separate eras
Yeah.
can somehow still work with the original Tomo no Mae telling.
Yeah, and it makes sense, especially in Fate when you think about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's good, and it's a great way to kind of create a character that has the ambiguity that Fate needs to work within. Because I feel like Fate does best with characters that have a fair amount of, like, either they have so much detail to them that Fate is spoiled for choice as to what to write about, or they have enough ambiguity and not enough solid details that Fate can do whatever they want. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good place for Fate to be. Where they have too much to pick from and just enough to pick from, but it's wildly different enough.
Yeah, I'll quickly also mention that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, no, she is. She's part of she's one of Benny Enma's cooking students.
Okay. Alright, I've got some lines. That Sly Fox is seriously annoying. Our characters are overlapping. She's definitely saying something like, I'm a ripoff of her, but Master doesn't need to worry about that at all. Even I am not that clueless. Never gonna ask that dumb cat do girls talk with me. Maybe I should gift her a carrot instead. Why are you an Oni? Hey, how are you better than me exactly? I mean... Benny, I'd totally accept some Christmas snacks to liven up the mood and... Then how about I attend Caldea's cookery lessons? No. I didn't mean I want to learn how to cook. I just... Huh? Hell's Kitchen? Wait a sec. Teach. Please, no. Teach, Benny, no! Oh, no. Kyohi, in her case, it's way past love. It's love-hate for real. She's more like flaring than sparkling. If I successfully adopt Hokusai's tone, perhaps a JK revolution will happen. But getting past the lyrics is hard. I always try to get her to have some girls talk with me, but she keeps running from me. Well, no biggie. Not gonna hold back just because she's a saber now. Gotta use all my Lancer smooth moves to stick on her and definitely get some girls talk to bloom between us. Lancer?
With who?
She says, gotta use all my Lancer smooth moves.
That either could have been a slang thing or it could have been a...
Every time my gal gang is up, the Christmas mood skyrockets. They're the best. Well, they do get a bit cray when they get too hyped, but they're still cool. I don't like the fact that I just had to say gal gang and cray in the same sentence. I don't like this. A woman who lives free is cool, and I don't want to look down on that, but it's important to care about yourself, you know? Mebby is totes girl boss, but I really worry about the way she doesn't take care of herself. I do want to be friends with her and all, but I'm still kind of torn about it. By the way, every time I see her, I go like, Maeve, Mavey, maybe, and she shoots me back the nastiest look. I just love when she does that. I don't like that I had to say totes girl boss. One day he came up to me for some selfie tips. He's super sweet. And line up, it's gift time. It's just the best time to see the little one smiles. I'm basically the hero of charity now. Wait, that didn't come out right. Just looking through extra art. I'm in abilities now.
So Suzuka is significantly weaker than she was in life, as she was the daughter of one of the demon kings, after all.
Mm-hmm.
Suzuka makes use of 3 swords at once, capable of levitating and acting alongside her.
Mm-hmm.
Her golden sword, Daitoren,
Yep.
can become different elemental attacks that she can use and is strong enough to be launched at an enemy. And it really just goes clean through their chest.
Mm-hmm.
She also possesses mystic eyes capable of charming even the most resistant of targets.
Which makes sense. Okay. But she does use all 3 swords, right?
Yes.
Okay. So which
the other ones will be described more in her NPs.
Oh, okay.
Even the first sword will have more to do in her NP.
Okay, alright. So, magic resistance, riding, alright, divinity, divine power, mystic eyes, noble phantasm. So the first sword is called Demonic Sun Shower.
So this is the noble phantasm with Daitoren.
Daitoren, okay.
She can split it into 250 blades that will remain, or that will then rain down on the enemy mercilessly.
Okay. And then we have Blessing of Wisdom.
This is used with another of her swords, a Shotoren.
Mm-hmm.
This allows her to raise her intelligence to match that of the Bodhisattva Majurishi.
Manjurishi?
Yes, I probably just typoed that. It allows her to wield swords at a mastery level, increases her wisdom to make her significantly more deadly of a fighter, but also as a side effect of that level of wisdom, it gives her a lot more perspective on how stupid the entire JK act is that she puts on. So she really, really hates doing it out of self-consciousness.
Fair.
Doing a quick
Wanted to see if I could find a specific. I just wanted to check something.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Then her final NP is
Trichilocosm.
thank you. This is the noble.
Trichiliocosm.
Thank you. This is the noble phantasm of Suzuka's final sword, Kenmyoden. Using the blade, she can view even parallel worlds, and her parameters are able to be raised to what they would have been in life, with information processing on par with the moon cell itself. Using it too long will burn out her spirit origin, though, making it risky to maintain for any extended period of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see Sentinels. Yeah, because she's one of the...
Yes, that obviously grants her like unique power, and the specific chapter was not necessarily part of her normal set. You would have read any of that detail when you read Seraph.
Yeah, now, if I scroll down, I'm getting into another Foreman version,
Yes,
so I don't think I'm scrolling.
Don't scroll down.
I'm just going to NP?
Yep.
Okay. Just horks the swords at them.
Yep.
Swordplay? Nah, just... You know? Jump on swords. Use swords? Nah. Jump on swords? Yeah. Love Blast. Reminds me a little bit, and I'm assuming this is on purpose, of Sakanoi's Holy Arrow, that one splits to 1,000,
Yes.
1,000 split to 10,000.
That's probably the idea they were going for.
Okay.
So we have multiple alternate forms of her.
But also, the next tab that's going to open is Sakanoi no
yes,
Tamaramaru.
I almost forgot about that. I don't even have any notes written. This is just like the one picture we have of him.
Yeah. I saw this picture on her page. So we literally just have, like, the one image?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, and that.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't really get a good idea of what he looks like. They're very clearly keeping his identity obscured so they can actually release him as a servant in the future.
Good. I hope so. Alright.
They don't want to make a mistake they made with the Fate Zero anime and making Fionn Makumail a completely different design than they use, or Unmasked Lancelot a completely different design than they would use.
This is true. Also, summer form!
Yep.
Very much a summer form.
This just launched in NA this year.
Oh, nice. It'd be wonderful when the website responds to me. In any noticeable way. At all. Okay.
I wonder if FGO Wiki's working.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go. Cheetah print. I hate cheetah print. Why are we in ski boots? Okay.
Look, don't ask questions.
Oh my god, that is really not covering a lot. Okay.
What were you about to ask?
Nope. We don't need to ask it.
So this is Suzuka's summer form. She uses this form to compete in a race hosted by Morgan on the homunculus of a landmass known as Hawaltria. It's a combination of all the Hawaiian Islands and Australia.
I remember Hawaltria. Didn't I just play Hawaltria?
Yes, you didn't read the story, but you did play the event.
Yeah, I see her motorcycle.
So, yeah, I haven't got a lot on her abilities in terms of notes or fighting style. Other than...
No, what class is she for this?
Oh, yeah, she's a writer.
Okay. I thought so, but I just wanted to check.
Oh, and she did much of this to try one-upping Tamona Mai, and now incorporates a motorbike into her attacks, using it as just leaning into the racing motif.
I can appreciate that. Alright, so Super Summer, Supernatural Power, Summer Flag, Noble Phantasm, Summer Nirvana, Sunbeam Garden.
So Suzuka Gozen converts her motorbike into an all-purpose ox cart that rams into the enemy at full speed. Her understanding is that being a rider means that her Noble Phantasm should involve running a vehicle or mount into someone before a massive, flashy, and pretty explosion.
Look.
She will also use that pretty explosion as a selfie opportunity.
Look, I'm just gonna say, I think her and Carmilla would get along really well.
Probably, actually.
Yeah.
I could see it.
You could see it, right? Okay, I actually want to read this because that is a very different original design that I'm seeing here.
Yeah, she would have gone through a lot of drafts because she was part of the original CCC.
Yeah. Not the Takeuchi glazing here.
Is a detail throwing you off?
By the way, Suzuka is commonly known as the type of character who doesn't like to wear underwear, right? Where is this common knowledge?
Look, the Japanese...
Where was this entered into the common knowledge compendium?
The Fate Type Moon artists are all horny on main, and we've known that for a while. The men, the women, everyone is horny in that art team.
Oh, okay, so this artist has only done Suzuka Gozen. Okay. Jesus. I'm gonna regret searching this, but...
What are you looking up?
VPL.
Vancouver Public Library.
No.
I know, that's what you're looking for.
Hold on. Shut up. Urban Dictionary was the right choice.
What is it?
When you can see underwear through the through a woman's clothing or a man's clothing.
Interesting.
Oh, visual panty line.
Mm.
That's probably what it stands for, something like that, or visible panty line. Yeah.
So we have one final form of Suzuka Gozen. Oh yeah, we have the NP first.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get ahead of myself here.
Yeah, you really are.
Okay.
Just run over them. Just run over them.
It's just a motorbike.
Yeah. Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. You know, Suzuka, there's a really simple solution to VPL. Don't wear clothes thin enough that you can see your underwear through it. You
What's
know,
the fun in that?
other than just don't wear underwear. There's a better solution here. Sincerely, me. Man, this is on par with Durga.
What, in terms of complexity?
No. Skin.
Ah. Look, it's a summer form. You have to kind of excuse that.
That's true. That's true. Summer forms are different. I mean, just look at Barghest. Although, not that regular Barghest is any less.
See, the thing is, I don't know if Barghest's entire thing is necessarily that she's not covered up. It's just that her assets are so accentuated, it's hard not to see the skin.
Well, no, not the first form where she's in the maid suit. The forms after that.
But one of them, she's not in a maid suit. She's in a Wilderness Explorer outfit. It's a little bit of a crop top, but it's not that bad. It's just the assets are big enough to where it's noticeable. You just died of brain rot.
I did. I just died a little bit inside.
So our final form of Suzuka Gozen is actually an arcade exclusive form.
Santa.
Yep.
Oh, this is the Lancer comment.
It's a little. Maybe that's an arcade only comment.
It might have been.
I didn't realize they had some of the arcade bond lines in there. So it's been a minute since we've had one of these, but arcade exclusive servants. And yeah, I don't have any notes on it. It's hard to get lore from arcade.
Oh, why did... 2004 called Britney Spears wants her low-rise back. She's got a whale tail, Knick-Knack. You can see her whale tail. Do you know what a whale tail is?
No.
It's when you can see the thong over the top of the fucking, like, pants or skirt. See? It's a fucking whale tail. And she's got one of those jeweled... So in the early 2000s, it was incredibly popular in fashion for women to wear jeans that were, and skirts and other things that were so low rise that it was that you are literally in danger just walking, right, of flashing your pubic hair, right? Like your jeans were sitting like here, right? And this was super popular for celebrities, right? And that obviously it trickles down into like regular fashion. And then what they would do is you would like get like a little like fake rhinestone tattoo, or you'd go to a tanning salon and you'd put like a Playboy bunny cutout and then you'd tan over it so that when you took it off you had a little thingy, and then you had the whale tails. The 2000s was not a good time. Why am I looking at biblically accurate 2000s low rise?
Well, look. Say all you want about the choice. Suzuka Gozen hit the nail on the head with what she was going for.
It hurts me deep inside.
So I'm afraid I don't actually know if there's any crazy lore about this form that I'm unaware of. As far as I can tell, her abilities are mostly the same, just that, with that Christmas flair to them. Mm-hmm. And because she's a Lancer, she wields a lance now.
Mm-hmm. And then she's got love-dried tricholiocosm.
Yes, this is a version of Suzuka's original NP that gave her powerful mental abilities. The difference here is that she no longer burns her spirit origin out by doing it, but must use it to support her allies. Also, it can only be used at night, but doing so, she can also limit the abilities of her enemies, making it quite dangerous as a support ability.
Okay, and then when I scroll down...
Oh yeah, there was technically a Suzuka Gozen in a later chapter, kind of similar to the swordsman. Not that big a deal. And then you go down for enough, you get back to the summer form.
Okay. The 2000s called. They want their fashion back. Oh no! There's an arcade. I'm in pain. Did we just... I mean, it's really cool. Oh, I heard there's so many selfies.
Look, if you can say that Shanagon is a absolute zoomer, Suzuka Gozen is like pinnacle millennial. Am I wrong? Yep.
Biblically accurate low rise. Oh, I wish I could find an image that had one of them with that stupid little hip stamp thing.
Look, Suzuka fans, I know Sekhie didn't have the best reaction to Suzuka today, but do remember that Sekhie and I are, at the end of the day, technically not millennials. We are technically zoomers. It is fully legally correct and fine for us to hate on millennial styles and tendencies.
Did they change the cutoffs officially?
I don't know. The 2000s, the zoomers were already born, but the millennials were,
let's see.
That's when they were at that age for fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
So we are allowed to hate on this. Give us a pass, Suzuka fans, please. I like her third ascension on her
no, you don't understand. It hurts because like these were like, here's the thing, these were like what like the Disney Channel stars were wearing when I was growing up, and so they were the people that and like you idolize what you see on TV, and like this is like, yes, I did see Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato like wearing this sort of stuff, and I was like, oh my god, that looks so cool. I wish I could wear that. I'm so glad I never did. So glad there are no photos of me looking like that on the internet. You know what I mean? I'm very glad.
Look, at the end of the day, you can't say the fashion choice she was going for was done inaccurately, at least.
No, it was incredibly accurate. In fact, so accurate it hurt my soul.
Her last ascension is her actual, like, canonical, this is what she would have been wearing fighting Otake Maru, if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. We had both a Grail League and a Dream Striker. What's this year's theme? Did they do any special thing this year?
That was Dream Striker.
Oh, okay. Do we know what next year's will be?
Nope.
Okay.
You are so excited to have the next set.
A little bit, yeah. They're fun. That's cute.
Actually, no, it wasn't Dream Striker. This year's was they returned back to the original April Fool's stuff.
Oh, yeah, because they had to catch up on some of the new servants. Yeah.
Now, if they do it again next year, we'll see. But.
Yeah. Oh, she's up here in the front. It's barely visible. Okay. Oh, yay. I forgot they moved it, like, lower. So we do have some extra illustrations. Really skirting the line there. That skirt is carefully positioned. Oh, that's cute.
When you are your artist's only servant, you get a lot of love art-wise.
Yeah, that's fair. I have like one or two of these like macrame style tops that go over other things.
So you agree with that fashion choice?
Yeah, well, this fashion choice is like what you wore on vacation in like 2015. I was old enough for that trend.
Say in the background.
Say just in the background. Say is so.
Suzuka Paisen.
Read the top now.
Oh hell no.
Oh, this cute. Okay.
I love that sad mash is always the signal that we're done with our art.
It is. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got 2 heroic spirit travel journals. Okay. Alright. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, the 2000. If you'd shown me that, I would have immediately identified that the artist was going for the 2000s. Because that is the most 2000s bedazzled phone I have ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean.
When did CCC come out when they were first dreaming up Suzuka's character?
I mean, like, I switched to a smartphone, but I can't get rid of this. A blinged out flip phone is, like, totally chic. Today, again, she prepares for battle in front of the mirror. For a girl who truly believes she's going to meet her destined one, glamming up is an everyday battle. With her status and mission out the window, Suzuka Gozen lives in the now for love. Well, I mean, it's true I want a boyfriend, but actually my life now is pretty fab. Training as a high school girl is awesome AF. Oh, that is some over-decorated Pocky. Oh my god.
Okay, but don't lie. You've definitely had something like that before.
My favorite Pocky is dark chocolate with candied orange.
I'm not saying it's your favorite. I'm saying curiosity got the better of you and you tried something like that before.
Yeah, that's true. A so-called regional specialty snack. It's unclear where and during what period it was created. It's a simple sort of treat, but still special. Suzuka's thoughtful attentiveness is reflected in her choice. Like, we can totes do that thing, like in the dog movie where they share spaghetti. I can feel my hair is graying in real time.
I have a question for you when this is done. I kind of like that outfit, actually.
Yeah, although I'm pretty sure I own almost the exact same outfit.
Hey, easy cosplay. You could even, like, act... We've got the California thing going on. You can even replicate a similar talking style, and it would be believable.
God, Jesus. Summer is the best time to train for love. Rain or shine, it'll be a photogenic opportunity. The moment the girl puts her mind on it, love will bloom in the blink of an eye. Yeah, I mean, this kind of is quintessential California girl on vacation. Like, I owned this outfit, you know? Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Voice brain rot.
Lake Biwa, this angle's super awesome. Come on, master, let's take a selfie.
Let me take a selfie.
Well, okay, and it's in Mangetsuji in Otsushiga. Okay, and then that's where this illustration comes from as well. Oh, there's a full and then the promotionals. Okay. And then... Empty Garden. Oh, this is... Oh, she's there. Okay. Who's our foreground character?
Tomomo.
Is it?
That looks very clearly like a Tomomo.
It is. She looks so young and innocent.
We've probably seen this one before too.
Yeah.
There's Tunguska. We've done CE since Tunguska.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Cute. Alright.
Vacay.
Got an April Fools.
By the way, the form is called Suzuka Gozen Vacay.
Yeah, I did see that. It's time for vacay. fight. Go. Look, her phone's on that stupid little phone holder. Like
Look,
the
there are people
crossbody.
to this day that still do that.
I would do that. I genuinely would do that if my phone had the loops for it.
I think the big problem with doing it these days, though, is it's just phones are too big.
I wouldn't mind doing it with my phone. I just don't have a case that has the loops that support it. And I'd be a little... I'd want, like, a sturdy case if I was going to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, FGO Wiki.
Helpful.
Greatly appreciated. You want to refresh the page?
So helpful. I can't currently.
Opera GX is not responding.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably the computer issues we've talked about earlier. Oh, look, it's the,
I hate... Oh, it's even the tan one!
You were just talking about that.
Let's try to see if that was a second one.
Man,
there.
your knowledge of millennial California style is coming in handy today.
I don't think I'm happy about that. I really don't. Well, that's Artoria.
You kind of know the other character, but we haven't read them all. It's a Titan original character. It's Chloe.
Okay.
Look, an actual depiction from a point in the story.
Read it.
Event. Okanresama Deshta. I can read the bottom part. Or Okadesh. Yeah, I don't know if I...
Hey.
Wait, go back. I think... Buhan? Okay, no, I thought that's something else, and I was like, wait, they didn't.
I can read something in this. Suzuka.
Thank you.
Wowza.
That is just every character from that event thrown into one image.
Yeah.
They even got the female master in there.
Yeah. This is a Bargas. That's everyone. Oh, Burn Nunos. Yes, I do see that. Burn Nunos.
It's actually, that's just regular Cernanos,
I know.
I'm pretty sure.
I think Baban, she's on top.
Yep.
It's that reddish purple hair. And Nak.
Yep.
Naknarea Yarando.
Can you tell this artist likes Suzuka Gozen?
Yes. And I do appreciate that. I do, I promise. I'm just traumatized. You know?
For all intents and purposes, for what this artist is going for, it's good art that accurately depicts what they were going for.
It truly is. Because I'm assuming what they're going for is 2000s California girl.
It's just you have ethical and moral disagreements with what they were going for.
Yeah. Oh, she was on here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, male math. Oh, it just changes that
yeah,
one.
and
photo
this is
in the
also
middle.
Artoria Caster's CE. It's just she's in it.
I think that might be her. That's a little castle destroyed. I think that's a little nod. Really?
This is CE's NNA, too.
Come on. Alright. Summer melts away into the sunset. Refusing to let that happen, they trail a single rut in their tracks, chasing the sinking sun. See, if we do this, today, summer will last forever. And then the sun went down completely. They looked at each other and laughed, agreeing that it was true. This is what's important. That's right. Summer will end someday. That's why we have to go all out. Not to stop it from ending, but to make it end. Reaffirming this obvious fact, they floored the accelerator and cut through the waves. Did you do everything? No regrets? That's great, that's great. I'm seriously jealous. It's the accumulation of summer experiences like that makes the season sparkle and color the season. There was so much you wanted to do that you couldn't do it all, but you gave it your all, right? Then there's no problem. Memories like these are the irreplaceable treasures of summer, respectfully. The rain stopped, and Suzuka thought as she stood in the moonlit garden with cherry blossoms fluttering in the wind. Not to prevent it from ending, but to end it. That is what it means to live. She acknowledged this and took his dear hand. That is why she must run now. It's the season for high school girls, and as a high school girl, you have to make homemade chocolate at least once. Suzuka Gozen heads to the kitchen where the sweet aroma is in the air to enjoy this taste of youth, but is overwhelmed by the high quality of chocolates that the gathered heroic spirits are creating. Although her cooking skills are excellent, Suzuka is not good at detailed work. She had no intention of using her supernatural powers, but was intimidated by the high quality of the decorations around her, so she finally let go. Kurenai and Ma glared at her a little, but watched over her, saying, "Well, it'll be fine, Suzuka. It's the feeling that counts." The finished product is just an ordinary homemade Valentine's chocolate. She enjoys making chocolate with everyone, and smiles as she imagines the joy it will bring to those who eat it. This chocolate is filled with the ordinary yet special youth. I'm assuming that Kurenai Enma is actually meant to be someone else, and the translation has just misread the characters.
Yes, most likely.
Yeah. Okay. And then this is the one we haven't seen. It's her special outfit for, like, one of the anniversaries, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, spirit celebratory attire.
No need to go to translate on that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because if you go back to the Opera GX page, when you go to the arcade form, it's going to be laid out like the old ones. Remember where it's at the bottom of the page?
Oh, I was wondering because I didn't see anything. Yeah. Oh, okay. So there's nothing.
Right there. In the...
Oh! I forgot that we had to click through this.
Is there anything in others?
Actually, yes, there is. You know, that light glare is really convenient, isn't it?
She must be wearing very, very, very reflective underwear.
Remember, she doesn't like wearing underwear, Knick-Knack. I hate to be the one to say this, but I think I don't like the Playboy bunny suit in this context. It feels like blasphemy because I've liked it in every single other context I've seen it so far, but I don't think I like it in this context. Yeah.
I mean, the other contexts were more visual references. This is biblically accurate.
How is this biblically accurate?
Where it's actually trying to sexualize the wearer, whereas the Koyanskaya and the...
That's true.
I don't think
that's true. But do you know how this is unrealistic? Why is there a separate zipper here and here?
Oh, that's just Japanese artists loving their zippers.
Yeah, unrealistic. Also, don't put a zipper here. Don't put a zipper here.
Look, you can put a zipper there, but that's
don't put a zipper there.
That's asking for trouble.
That's asking for someone to hurt you. As a person. Okay. All right.
We don't have like full CE art. Descriptions, just the art.
Yeah. She's there.
You don't know everyone in this photo, though.
I know almost everyone.
Yep. Look, there's little Helena with her, because remember she had that Russian...
I think this is the only character I don't know.
You don't know him at all.
Yeah, but I know everyone else, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And... that's straight up not even in kanji or katakana. Or, I mean, it's kanji, but it's not katakana or, you know.
You and I couldn't even begin to start reading that.
All right. Well, that was a little annoying there near the end.
Look, that's not anyone's fault other than fandoms and other than...
Yeah.
Mostly Opera GX and fandoms problem.
Knick-Knack?
Yeah?
I want to know what this means. I want to know what that is.
We'll get to that in updates. Look, the recent Halloween event was wild.
I want to know what that is.
We are actually shockingly close to updates.
March.
we're recording stuff for near the end of the year, so there's only...
Well, true. Do you have a hint for the next servant? Although technically we already gave one. In the last video.
Look. There's quite a few ways in which the next servant has similarities with this one, but one is seemingly very, very obvious.
Obvious enough, I thought they were going to go on a video together.
They were not.
Nope. See you next time.
Bye.